guys, welcome back. I'm super excited because we're in 2020 now, it's January, and I've had a chance to take a look back on 2019 and really pick out those skincare products that became my holy grail products. I'm constantly trying new products all the time, but there are products that really just end up standing out, and sometimes it's subconscious, like sometimes I just go back to that product, I purchase that product again, or I just find that it works really, really well and I'm constantly using it. So those are the products we're gonna discuss today. Okay, you guys, so you know I'm gonna have to start with my double cleansing product. You heard me talk about the Farmacy Green Clean in my double cleansing video. This is one of the OGs for me. So like I said, not all of my holy grails in 2019 were brand new product launches. I had used the Farmacy Green Clean a couple of years ago and then hadn't really gone back to it for a while. And then last year I was at one of the Farmacy events when they launched their vitamin C serum and they had Green Clean there, but they had special cherry Green Clean cleansers. And I was like, you know what? Why haven't I been using this? I love this balm cleanser and I want to go back to it. So I picked it back up and I started using it and I was reminded why I like it. I had been trying a ton of cleansing balms last year because I had so many requests from people to find a very nice, affordable cleansing balm. And I think I found a couple of those. You know, I really thought like the Hamish one was a very reasonable price and I loved it. I found that the Banilico, I still love that one. I think it's a great one. It's a very reasonable price too. But you know, I was like jumping back and forth with all these different cleansing balms and I was like, you know what? I just really like the Farmacy one. So I went back to it and I was reminded why I like it. It just goes on very nicely. It turns into like a very nice sorbet texture on your skin. It emulsifies perfectly and it removes basically everything, and what doesn't get removed from that first cleanse, it definitely gets off by the second cleanse. And so, you know what? This became my holy grail cleansing balm in 2019. All right, so you guys, cleansing your skin, big deal to me. It really is, you guys know this. I love Holy Frog. It's, you know, funny story. I got my first set of Holy Frog in a PR mailing. Carly from my team was like, hey, you got this this package, you should check it out, it looks interesting. So I opened it up and I was like, why did they only send me their cleansers? How boring is that? Did they think I was only gonna just use cleanser? And then Carly looked at me and she's like, cause that's all they have is cleansers? That's what they focus on? Yeah, so I didn't realize that. So Holy Frog, they have 4 cleansers that I tried, and this one just stood out to me the most. I absolutely love this one. This is their Shasta AHA Refining Acid Wash. This past year, I had to get a little bit more efficient with my skincare routine once I had my baby because, you know, I found myself in a situation where I still have a toddler that I have to take care of, but now I have this newborn that really needs me at all times. And so my skincare routine, especially right after I had my baby, became very, very efficient. And while I tend to like my AHAs to be more in a toner, I found myself reaching for this specific cleanser a lot, and the reason for that is because I felt like I was actually seeing results with it and felt like I didn't need to have my toner. I tend to use this in the morning and that's when I really, really like it. I feel like I'm really treating my skin and I'm exfoliating my skin, skipping the whole toner part and then going right into just whatever it is that I'm gonna wear on my skin, whether it's like a serum and then my moisturizer and then my sunscreen. So I really feel like that this just cleanses my skin well. It works well with my PMD cleansing brush, which we'll talk about in a second. The way I would use it is I would put it on, let it sit on my skin for a little bit, then I pull out my cleansing brush and then I use it on my skin and then rinse. And I just feel like it's a really amazing cleanser. They have the pH levels on all of their cleansers, which I really appreciate. It has amazing ingredients in it. There are 3 different types of AHAs in here. There's caviar lime, which funny enough, I wasn't really paying attention to in the past, but I recently shot the Paris Hilton skincare reaction video and she has caviar lime in one of her products. And that's when I found out it was an AHA. So there you go, it's got that. It's got mandelic acid, which I think is a very nice AHA, especially for people that have sensitive skin. It's not gonna penetrate your skin so deeply and irritate it. And then it's got glycolic acid, which is one of my favorite AHAs and one of the go-to ones that everyone chooses. It also has tamnu oil, which is good for anti-inflammation. It helps heal your skin barrier. It also has rosehip oil, which also helps heal your skin barrier. So it's just a very nice cleanser that's also exfoliating, and I fully appreciate it. And one thing I want to really point out that makes this different from other AHA cleansers that I've used is this feels hydrating on your skin still, and that I fully appreciate. And that leads us into the PMD Clean Pro Rose Quartz. And I say Pro because it has a couple of other different features than the original one. You guys have probably seen me talk about the PMD Clean. I've been using it for a couple of years now. I tend to use it in the morning just because I feel like it fits into my skincare routine then. I do find that I don't have to use this all the time. I know a lot of people love to use this every time they cleanse their skin. I just tend to use it in the morning, and it's more because I just really enjoy the experience of using this. It has silicone bristles, so I tend to find silicone bristles are very nice and gentle on your skin. They also happen to be antibacterial, so you don't have to replace the head of this. You don't have to, you know, like overly clean it. I tend to just rinse it off after I've used it on my skin, and I find that it's still very nice and it lasts forever. But what I really like about this one and what I've been enjoying is that it has the rose quartz on it. It has a natural cooling effect to it. So if you want to depuff your skin in the morning, you can just like turn it around and it already has like a nice natural cooling effect on it. And you can turn on the vibration. And it's got 4 different settings. So you can just turn on the kind of vibration that you want, and then you can just use it for some lymphatic drainage, and I really enjoy that. But what I also love about the PMD Pro is that it has something called active warmth in it. And so you can press this button in the back and it starts to quickly warm up, and it doesn't get hot, which is I think a big difference. That's something to know. It's not gonna be hot on your skin. It's just like a nice warmth. I like to pack on my serums and then turn this on and then just glide it all over my skin, and it feels like a massage. It has a technology that they call sonic glow, and it's like 7,000 vibrations per minute, and you can just feel it. It works very well. It feels very gentle on your skin. And the way that it cleanses your skin is by vibrating it, so it's actually loosening everything up inside of your pores and all of that dirt and grime and debris on your skin. So it's just loosening it up instead of trying to like scrub your skin. What I tend to do with it is I'll put on my cleanser. Some people tell me that they put the cleanser on directly to the brush, but you don't have to do that. I put my cleanser on, and then I like to turn on the PMD Clean and gently glide it around my skin. I love a multitasking tool, and this has been with me forever. I've been using the PMD Clean for like 2 years, but I only recently in 2019 upgraded to the PMD Clean Pro Rose Quartz. Another one of my holy grails in 2019, ta-da! This is by Glossier. I did that Glossier brand review, and I had purchased a few of these coconut balm.coms, and I always knew I liked this stuff. I did. I always knew, like from the day it launched, I knew I liked this stuff, but then I was reminded because I started using it, and I like tore through my mango one, and then I picked up the coconut one, and I was like, I love this. I love this stuff. It's so good. There's not a lot to it, you guys, and a lot of people will venture to say that it's overpriced for what it is. And yeah, I agree, but I enjoy it so much. It's essentially like using Vaseline on your lips, which feels great, but it's like a fancier one. It's like one that has a beautiful scent that you like. It has some natural emollients in it. It has like, you know, some better ingredients in it, but at the end of the day, it's just a very nice Vaseline, and I think that's worth the money for it. I love this stuff and I really enjoy it. Okay, moving on to my serums, I'm gonna start with this. It's Drunk Elephant C Firma Day Serum. It's 15% L-ascorbic acid. I think 2019 was like the year of me like going back to products that I know work for my skin. You know, there are times where I think I go a little overboard with just testing out and testing out and testing out a bunch of different products. And sometimes I just want to go back to something that I know works. And so this is one of those products. I think the Drunk Elephant brand is just, it's a really smart brand. I mean, it kind of kickstarted this whole fragrance-free trend within skincare brands now, where we start to realize that like natural wasn't necessarily the way to go. It's more about the ingredients where they're not gonna irritate our skin necessarily, and so that's where I come back to Drunk Elephant. And I just feel like the C Firma has always been a very good go-to vitamin C. I've heard some people say that it's a little too oily for them, but I don't find that it is. It also has other ingredients that help to like dissolve dead skin cells on your skin, so it makes it look a little bit brighter and fresher. There's an ingredient in here that is supposed to mimic the effects of vitamin D on your skin, which I'm not completely sure what that does, to be really honest. I just find that this is a very nice vitamin C. It really does visibly reduce my dark spots and does make my skin look a lot glowier and more even toned. And that was a big deal for me while I was pregnant because because I couldn't use that many actives. Like you really start to limit the types of ingredients and products you can use while you're pregnant and breastfeeding. And so vitamin C was kind of a key ingredient for me in 2019. And that's why I went back to this one. This works very well for me. I find it has good results for a lot of people. And I love the texture of this one. It has a little bit of a hyaluronic acid in it that I find isn't too thick or sticky at all. It just feels very nice on my skin, and it plays well with all of my other products too. Again, 2019 was the year of being pregnant for me. Literally, I was pregnant from January all the way to September, and then started breastfeeding all the way to the end of the year. So I couldn't use very strong actives, and one of my absolute favorite ingredients is retinol. I love retinol, and I could not use retinol in 2019. It was literally the year of no retinol for me. You guys all know that I love retinol. I've talked about it several times, and I couldn't use it this past year. And so I found myself using the Biossance Squalane Plus Phytoretinol Serum. And you know what's funny is I had been using this even in 2018. I'd started using it without realizing at first that it was a retinol alternative. I just really liked the serum. And then I, did a little bit more research on it, talked to the brand a little bit more, and found out it was an alternative. And I think it was because I was pregnant in 2019 that the retinol alternatives started to become a little bit more of an interest to me. But then it became also a trend in general because that ingredient, Bakuchiol, does anyone even know how to say that? That ingredient became very popular suddenly towards the end of 2019, and a lot of people started asking me about the effectiveness of it. I would say that it doesn't compare to retinol at all. Like, it's just not as strong as retinol, but that's kind of the point, is that it's much more gentle on your skin. It has very similar effects to retinol, but it's not as strong. It's not as studied as retinol or retinoids. And so it's not gonna do exactly that, but it is going to give you a better skin texture. It is going to feel nice on your skin. It is going to elevate your skincare routine. And I felt like this little bottle of the Phytoretinol Serum by Biossance really got me through 2019. Again, speaking about being 2019, the year of pregnancy for me, my skin was very dry. I've always been like more normal to dry skin. That's kind of just what I've always had is my skin type. My skin was ultra dry and dehydrated in most of 2019. And so I found myself looking for very nice, gentle moisturizers. Just moisturizers that truly moisturize. I was looking for the one that was just going to feel very nice and luxurious on my skin, but not feel too thick and not sit on my skin. I really wanted to feel like it was penetrating my skin too. So there were a few actually, and it was hard to narrow it down because I feel like moisturizers in 2019 were a big deal for me, and I was hoarding them. I had so many of them. The ones that I found, I went right back to, and I completely love and I recommend to everybody are these three. So this is the La Roche-Posay Toleriane Ultra. This one says Intense Soothing Care. I found that I was using the Ultra Moisturizing Cream, and I'm, to be honest, not sure if there's any difference in these two products. This feels exactly the same to me, but I loved both. I love this stuff. I travel with it. I love the packaging. There are no preservatives in this formulation whatsoever, which normally would scare me, but the brand reassured me that the packaging is actually made to preserve these products, which I find to be very innovative and wonderful. If you're the kind of person that's worried about some kind of preservative irritating your skin, you don't have to worry about that with any of these Toleriane Ultra products by La Roche-Posay. So that's something to think about and to look into. I like to carry a moisturizer like this because it's very creamy and rich and moisturizing for me, but it also doesn't irritate my skin. Another moisturizer I found that I really loved this past year is by Versed. It's their Skin Soak Rich Moisture Cream. I feel like it just feels very nice on your skin. It absorbs very quickly, and it's not as rich. Like, I would say my other two choices are just a touch richer than this one by Versed, and I do feel like, a lot of people can benefit from this one. I think that like if you've got a dry skin type, you'll like this moisturizer. I think if you're trying to use it for, like your prep before you apply makeup and you don't want to look cakey, this is a really good one. I'm finding this past year that I love Squalane in my moisturizers because the other one that I found to be a holy grail is this one from Biossance. It's their Squalane Plus Omega Repair Cream. I loved this one even in like 2018, but for some reason last year I just kept reaching for this one, and I just love the texture of it. A lot of people talk about the scent. It's because it's not scented, you guys, and that's a good thing. It's not supposed to smell like anything. They're not using any ingredients to try to cover up the scent or anything like that. It's very good for your skin. It feels very healing on your skin. I love the omega fatty acids in this, and the squalane, the combination of them just really feels good on your skin. I actually wish I had like a year's supply of this. I would use this all the time. This is by far my favorite moisturizer of the year. And because I'm talking about moisturizers, I also have to bring back my Algenist Genius Sleeping Collagen. You know, when I first talked about this, there were so many comments about like, oh, collagen doesn't actually absorb into your skin and you can't regrow collagen with this moisturizer and stuff like that. I never actually expected that. And it's one of those things, it's like when you buy skincare, you have to realize what your skincare is there to do. It's not there to necessarily like regenerate your skin or regenerate some collagen or anything like that. This has collagen in it because collagen is a wonderful moisturizer for your skin. It feels nice, it goes on very nicely on your skin. This is a vegan collagen, which a lot of people ask about all the time. This one I find to be very good. I like all of their collagen products actually in the Genius line. This product though, I find I've gone through so much of this, and you guys saw me do like a 30-day trial of it, and maybe because I did that, I like actually focused on what my skin looked like for 30 days after using this product. I might be a little bit more biased towards this because I don't do that necessarily with all of my products, but I really like this one. I saw that my skin did improve. Anytime that I feel like my skin's getting really dry, I go back to using this in my nighttime routine. You only need a little bit of this too, like maybe a pea size, and it turns into like almost like an oil texture on your skin, and you just pat it into your face and into your neck, and you wake up the next morning feeling like your skin is just so soft and moisturized, and that's what I like about this. It's a very simple product actually, and I wouldn't expect any miracles from it except that it makes your skin feel like it's moisturized. And you guys might have heard me say that this just feels like it's like cashmere for your skin. That's what I love this stuff. It makes me feel like this is that extra step. This is like the not necessary skincare product in my routine, but I love this one. All right, so the more I started using this product, the more I started to really love it, and that is KraveBeauty's the Beet Shield. I did a whole brand review recently. It's the reason why I picked this up. I started using it. The girls on my team already said that they loved it. A lot of people in my Facebook group said that they love this stuff. It's like one of their holy grail products. So I started using it more and more. I'll be honest, I was a little bit like, there's something like a mental thing that happens when you don't see that it says, like, it doesn't say SPF on it, even though we know that this is considered SPF 50 in Korea. The ingredients in here haven't gone through FDA approval to be considered sunscreens here, approved sunscreens here, but I started using this more and more, and it started feeling like a nice serum for my skin. That's what I would say the texture is. It didn't, interact poorly with any of my other ingredients, my skincare routine or anything. Like, it just kind of felt like I put this on and I would forget that I put this on, which I think is a testament to this product. You're putting on a sunscreen without knowing you're putting on a sunscreen. So for people that hate to wear sunscreen, this is like the sunscreen you should reach for because it feels very nice on your skin. And that actually leads me to another sunscreen because they kind of like played together well. I went through so many tubes of this, you guys. This might be like my favorite product of 2019. This is like the winner. This is the Shiseido Color Smart Day Moisturizer. This is their oil-free one. And I think I like the oil-free version because it's not adding to all of the different ingredients that I already have on my skin. Like, we're not adding another oil onto my skin, and so I think it plays very nicely with all of the other skincare products that I put on. But I also just really love the color. It has this, technology in it that while you're rubbing it into your skin, it starts to turn into your skin tone. That said, I tried it on my husband because I was asked by a few people if it's gonna work for somebody with darker skin, and unfortunately it doesn't. So I'd say that's like the one minus about this, is that if you have a darker skin tone, this isn't going to work on you. I tried it on a few skin tones and it doesn't work on everybody. So I'd say that'd be one of the like minuses that this gets, but otherwise I absolutely love this for my skin tone. I used it so much, and as a new mom to like a newborn and a toddler now, this has been like a go-to. It makes my skin look flawless. I feel like it's one of the only products I need to put on during the day, especially if I'm not on camera but I want to look put together. I throw this on. Most people who see me, this is what I'm wearing. So those are my 2019 skincare holy grail products. Please tell me in the comments below if you have any questions about any of these products, if you've used any of these products because you heard me talking about them in 2019, and I'd love to know your thoughts because it's always interesting to hear what people think. Do they agree like this worked that well for their skin, or was there something that I wasn't thinking about because everyone has different skin types, and sometimes they react differently. I love knowing these things and what can potentially happen when people use the products that I recommend, so definitely let me know in the comments below. Find me in our private Facebook group. I'll leave a link in the description box. I'm also on Instagram at Susan Yara, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.